Hello, Real Life Radio listeners. This is Jennifer Longworth, and this is your Community Connection Corner. And today, my guest is Rick Christman with Employment Solutions.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well.
Great. Well, thank you. You're the first show we've been doing, like I've been telling you guys, so it's kind of exciting.
Oh, that's great.
So, and we're trying to introduce our listeners to some community organizations that perhaps they're not as familiar with,
Right.
such as Employment Solutions. When I've told people that you were going to be on, they're like, isn't that just a temp agency or something? I'm like, no.
No.
So can you tell our listeners a little bit about Employment Solutions?
Yeah, it's, we're a difficult organization to explain sometimes because we have a lot of different elements to our organization. We started, I think we're just had our 30th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And we started as a sheltered workshop for people with intellectual disabilities. We were known at that time as Metro Industries, and we still do those services. But over time, we've expanded our mission, and we changed our corporate name to Employment Solutions probably around 20 years ago. But today, we continue to serve probably 250 people with intellectual or developmental disabilities in a variety of ways, including some work programs. You know, we provide them with employment. They're at Whipple Court off Nandino Boulevard. We have a food processing business called Fresh Approach that employs people, and then also a corrugated box manufacturing business. And we do expanded into a lot of other kind of community support things, outings in the community or just one-on-one with people, helping them explore the community and be adjusted to the community, and as an alternative to institutionalization. We do a lot of job placement of people with all kinds of disabilities into permanent jobs through our Bluegrass Career Services division. So we have a very long-term relationship with the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation. And one of the larger divisions of our organization is the College for Technical Education, which is a licensed career college. It's located on Center Parkway in the old Gainesway Shopping Center. And the individuals who attend that program are just disadvantaged. They're not necessarily disabled. And we have programs in culinary arts, business office administration, early childhood education. We operate a daycare center there as well. Building trades technician, medical assisting, and cosmetology.
Very cool.
Yeah. And we also have a cosmetology school in Winchester.
Oh, very good. So you have
Yeah.
a little arm out in Winchester as well.
Right,
not
that's a
just here in
relative. We just
Lexington.
bought it, and we built a new building there that opened this past year, and we're very proud of that.
Excellent. So, when you say disadvantage or such, what are some examples of the folks coming through the college?
Well, it would be folks who are low income. I would say 2/3 or 70% are probably minority of our student body. I would say it's people who would not necessarily be successful in other colleges, including BCTC, just because we're just so focused and we have a very low ratio of faculty to students, and we're hands-on,
Right.
and so we have a high completion rate and a high job placement rate. And we're also, it's like most of our programs are 9 months, so they're highly concentrated. And so it's a relatively small investment of time to get on a career track.
Oh, that's helpful.
Right.
So how does someone get involved in that program?
Well, in terms of the college, we like all other colleges, we have a marketing budget, and people can drop in. We have admissions officers, and I would say we function like any other, career college.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to attract people. We do some as I say, we do some advertising, and a lot of people just drop in. A lot of it's through word of mouth.
So and then when you're accepting applicants, you're looking for that type of student who you see a disadvantage and who you don't think would be able to thrive somewhere else, or anyone who drops in is eligible, or
pretty much. Yeah, we can't deny someone just because they're not disadvantaged. But I
Right.
do think, as it
Right.
turns out, that overwhelmingly our student body is disadvantaged in that every single one is eligible for Pell Grant assistance, practically almost, virtually everyone. And we do now. Some programs have some standards, like medical assisting. You have to have a certain reading and math level, before we'll accept you. And some programs, we have to do a criminal records check because, for example, early childhood education,
Right.
you couldn't get a job in early childhood education if you had any kind of a criminal background. So there is some sorting out.
But people who are coming to you are probably falling in that category anyway.
Yes.
Theoretically, because
Yes.
otherwise they'd be going to BCTC or
I think
or
that's
something.
true. For whatever reason, I think we do. I think we have a niche. I do think our student body, I think I can say unequivocally, has they're disadvantaged in some way, and probably and I'm saying might struggle at another school, right?
And you got, like you say, you're just small ratio there, student teacher. And I was able to visit your college and get the grand tour.
Yeah.
And notice that, I got
Right.
to visit with the technical, the building.
Building trades technician,
Yes, I'm
right?
like,
Yeah.
and saw that it really is a very, very small class, which gives you, hands-on, but a little bit of mentorship going
Correct.
along and kind of
Correct.
walking with the people, not just in class.
Right. The other thing is our students really have to work hard. I don't want to just say that that's like it's like a easy school or it's a cake walk for students. Like, for example, our medical assisting program, we train them to be able to take the registered medical assistant exam. And there's a lot of schools that have programs in medical assisting, and they might take 18 months, sometimes 2 years. We put it into 9 months. And we have a 100% pass rate. So, and that's just typical of all our programs. They're very concentrated, and our students have to work very hard. We have high expectations for them.
And if they don't meet the expectations, they just kind of fall out, or
Well, we have
what
an
do you
interesting.
do to-
We have one thing we do implement that I don't think any other school has. We have like a cancellation period. So, if in the first 2 weeks, if you miss any, if you have any unexcused absences, or it doesn't feel like the instructor doesn't feel like you're going to be able to grasp the material, we basically say, well, you're canceled, and you don't. It's like you didn't enroll. It's like you don't owe anything to anyone, and so that helps us keep our completion rates to be fairly high.
Yeah.
Because of that cancellation period, and
Well, you mentioned the early childhood center,
yeah.
and for students
Mm-hmm.
who have children, are they able to take advantage of that, or is it totally separate, or how does that?
I would say I think like 2/3 of the children who attend that daycare center are either current or former, or the children of former students or current students.
Okay.
So yeah, they do get a preference.
So then, if someone is coming to your college because they need to, but they also have a child, you guys are able to work with them and get involved in that program.
Yeah, and
to
that makes it easier
easier
for them to enroll as well. Yes,
Yeah, I'm
because
sure.
because we have daycare right on the site.
That's
Well, and it doubles
convenient.
as kind of our lab for the early childhood education
Right,
program.
right.
So the fact that our students have real time experience with kids, they have the experiential time that enables them to be, as soon as they complete the program, as soon as they graduate, then they're eligible to take the Child Care Development Associate examination,
Okay.
which is a nationally recognized credential. So like many other, so we're unique in that way. Our early childhood education program, in addition to giving you all kinds of other theoretical background, prepares you to take that exam. You're qualified to take that exam because you've had time with children.
Yeah, and of course you have more of a professional overseeing the whole
Yeah.
program.
Yeah,
so
it's a
not
licensed
just
daycare center, and
Okay.
we have 3 stars. I think we're going to be at a 4-star, the highest level here, fairly soon.
Oh,
But
very good.
it's a very nice, yeah. It's a very good daycare center.
And is that open to the public as well then?
It is,
Okay, and that's on Center Parkway.
correct.
So if that's
It's called the Campus Kids Early Learning Center.
Campus Kids Early Learning Center.
Yes, and we are enrolling now. We just expanded it, as a matter of fact. So we we are taking new enrollees.
So if someone was interested in that, how could they get in contact?
You can call. Well, let me give you the 272-5225 number. You can call that, and we can get
272
5225.
272-5225. So if you're interested in enrolling your child in the Early Learning Center,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
Campus
Kids.
Kids.
Yeah, that's the CTE number. I don't have the Campus Kids number right off the top of my head, but we can get it to you by calling that number. And no, it's a very good daycare center because not only do we have it, so it's supplemented with our students. So you really get a lot of. It's a very, very low ratio of staff to children. So it's a very good learning center.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a very good daycare center. It's a very
About
good
how many
learning
kids
place.
are in it? Then?
Well, right now we have, I think, around 40, but now we'll have the capacity for, I think, 61. So,
very cool.
Yeah, we just completed these renovations last week, so it's
brand new.
It's brand new. It looks really good. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Right.
And can someone just, give you a call and stop in for a tour and check it out? I presume.
Yes, they can.
That's excellent.
Right.
And so you have the daycare, and you have your students who can bring their kids to that.
Right.
And looking at your student population, and when I think a parent with children, I think moms, of course. Now, is your program balanced between men and women, or are there more women and men, or
well, I would say slightly more women than men, but culinary arts probably has it's 50-50. Building trades is overwhelmingly male. Early childhood, we do have some men in there. Business office, primarily female. Cosmetology is primarily female,
right.
But we do have quite a few males as well.
Well, we have to take a break, but we will be back with more. Rick Christman from Employment Solutions is my guest here on your Community Connection Coordinator. We'll be back after this.